Hello, and welcome to another edition of Minecraft Abandoned World. A world that was played on the phones till it got too big and they couldn't handle them. And the world was literally abandoned and mothballed until we had a computer that actually can somewhat play it. You'll notice that the render distance isn't all that far, it's 16 chunks, because every machine that runs this world hates it, including this one. Go any higher than 16 chunks, crash and burn. Anyway, as we last were here in the land of mobile failure, we're starting to make the individual units for the quote-unquote village or commune. Also, you can see a lot more of it now. A lot of landscaping over time. The garden's coming in nice. And I decided this math error, I'm just going to leave it blank. Plus, it's a good divider between the normal crops and the special ones that you can grow. Makes sense to just leave it. And over here, next to our cow and cyan blue sheep pen, I built something that I did follow instructions on, and is the creeper farm that does not do anything. All I've heard was make it dark, make it 2 blocks high, put trapdoors under it, creepers can spawn in, but nothing else can because their hitboxes are smaller. Well, that didn't work, did it? Anyway, that's not the big thing. The big thing is the commune in itself. Which, when we make the turn, and you'll now notice if you've seen the previous videos, is actually I'm recording this when the previous video is actually being uploaded to YouTube and processing at this point. You can now, for the most part, to some degree, can't tell where the original mansion ended and it was expanded. Also, the moat in of itself is completed, and yes, it's only a 1 block high moat, but that's done with a purpose. See, this side you can't tell either, because I made sure that the stonework continues all the way around. And it does get modified a little bit to... See, this is wrong, because it kind of blocks the window. And we'll fix this live on camera because it's so exciting. Okay, that needs to go. That needs to go. That needs to go. Nope, not like that. Not like that. I had no problems doing this before. Now we're gonna be a pain. That's better. Now, there's something else I want to do, because as I was doing this stuff off camera, I noticed something off in the distance, and maybe it might help us with our terraforming a little bit. Just maybe. So there's either the holes for the windows or the windows have been put in, although one thing I forgot on this side is to put the torches in. There we go. And I just went and put exactly what was there. Which we call wrong. Okay, there we go. And up. And of course, just like the regular windows, there'll be a log going across and the 2 fences going down, as you may be able to see. Not here. tell you, those wayward villagers and their alpacas, they spawn in the weirdest places. But they'll have the same look, just like this. Of course, at some point, windows will actually go in. Again, the moat, it's for the most part completed. These areas here is where a quote-unquote bridge will be. Now, for the most part, going that way, the terraforming is not going to be all that big of a challenge. This way, maybe a little bit past the water, but I don't think I'm going to really go past the water. And that one's going to be the nightmare, because it goes up and up and up, and it gets taller for every terrace that we do. So what I've decided on, we had a 3 wide area. I decided to make it 5, and the terraces will also be 5, so that 1 terrace, 2 terraces. So we got 2 terraces and the mainland. And what these 1 block high moats are for is when we have a village raid, the pillagers will be slowed down. In fact, I'm thinking I'm just going to put water here and have it flow towards the back so they actually have absolutely no chance of getting to the villagers. Provided none of them spawn within, that would suck. This side, there's a little work that needs to be done. Torch the crap out of the trees, and then anything that needs to be immediately removed, just take an axe to. Of course, we got windows here that need to be put in that I still never got to. And I noticed something missing over here that's on every other side, so of course I also don't have the stuff I need. So I'm going to sacrifice a little wooden axe power for this. This is what all the other sides look like, so... yeah, you can break it. There we go. All sorts of alpacas. I killed one that was up here a couple days ago. Inside we go. Random stuff just spawning in here.
No.
And alright, so there's our 4 entryways. There'll be iron doors here with buttons to open them. The idea is the villagers, and if the pillagers happen to find their way across the bridge or get across or spawn on this side of the moat and chop their way through the doors, they're not going to be able to chop through the metal ones. And you can kind of see here, started laying out the units and started laying them out on the 2nd floor. Hopefully the stairways that I made fairly wide, taking up a section's width of a mansion, are going to be wide enough that the villagers will actually figure it out. Because I have seen them work with a 2nd story, and maybe I've actually seen them work their way towards a 3rd. And that is annoying. So just building the basic structure. We're just making the wall. We're not really doing anything on the insides yet. It's just like everything else. Actually, let's point this out. When the windows are worked on, they're going to look like these. Rail on the bottom, sides, quote-unquote rosettes in the middle. Get that Victorian type look going. So, actually, now that we've shown you this, let's see how our creeper farm is not doing. And I'll go wrong way because I'm thinking of the wrong staircase. I'm just that good at this game, people. Alright, and can't touch my burrito. Left a long comment, but right now we can't read it. Here's our wonderful creeper farm that doesn't do anything. I built it like I saw. So we gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Come out here and hope something green, hissy, and boomy shows up. Because we're using the gunpowder to blow away those hills. Like that guy right there, which unfortunately has a skeleton nearby. Or two. During my off-camera adventures, I've been down there, found some lapis, found some gold, found a spider spawner, but I have no use for those. Cheap shot. So I enchanted all my armor. Blast protection on breaking, protection 4, thorns 2 and 3. Projectile 4. Hey, it's best you can do in a short bit of notice. He's looking at me, I'm looking at him. I hear ya. Alright, that guy's a problem. That looked like a slime. Yeah, there's a small one. Alright, magically running. Alright, no green hissy boomy things. Oh, there's one. One more piece and I'll have enough for a Enough for a kaboomy stick. So of course I'm not going to get it. There was a point we could be out here and you couldn't see the top of the mansion when it had an actual third floor. Ooh, another sword. Might as well burn this one out. Oh, there's another hissy boomy guy. And that went wrong. And we magically turned into use torches all of a sudden. Wonder when they'll give them a sound effect. Is there a point that I could just stop and quick read a comment? It looks like we may have a point. Alright, I was just watching your video and went to your Twitch and followed it and just started streaming, so it was funny. Okay. But, hey, whatever brings him in. I mean, after all, aren't you sick of watching people that can play this game and make wonderful, magical things that work when you can watch someone who can't make a creeper farm that does its job whatsoever? Anyway, reason I'm not running much is I'm conserving energy. At some points we do anyway. Clearing that. We are going to actually not bother with the mansion for the moment. For, of course, most of this is villager trading. Well, some of it isn't. Some of that is as well. A couple of music discs there. Did I leave anything in here? Because I swore I left something in here. Yeah, I did. So... what is... no. Anyway, need gunpowder. Not gonna find it there. Definitely not gonna find it in the creeper farm that produces absolutely nothing. Yes, I've seen a video on how to build one of these, and it ain't working. Probably because it was a Java thing, I'm guessing. I know there's some things in Java that don't work in the Bedrock and vice versa. Anyway, we're not going to go too far out. Well, to some degree. Yeah, we can go. Anyway, while looking for green things that go hiss and boom, I came out this way, and while I saw the glaciers, and a speed boost from a dolphin, and saw what appeared to have been a desert over that way, so we're going to explore it. Maybe there will be a desert ruin or two, says the dolphin. Says the dolphin again. Hope is that we might have multiples. Anyways, we might have multiples. And of course, each one has up to 9 TNT sticks, and of course, some treasure that we could also use. So hopefully there's some desert in here right after this little savanna. I like to try and collapse those things, and there was a big stutter. Now this is recorded at 60 frames a second. Twitch, I don't know what it's doing. Sometimes 30, sometimes 15. That's better. Sort of. It's better when you're not standing on what collapses. Although I wasn't sure that I was still standing on something that was collapsing, but that proved me wrong. Alright, so we have a tiny swath of desert. Actually, let's just do that because it takes up less space on screen. Just see what we can see. And being that I want to see something, it's probably not going to work. Looks like the desert gets wider. Doesn't look like it's a very big one, though. Yeah, it just goes to ocean. And there's our adventure. Wasn't that fun? That's how most of my adventures go, whether it's this, watch me suck at Minecraft, craft theory stuff, which at some point there should be another craft theory video soon. And Again, planning on live streaming this Sunday, June 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The reattempt at the Real Tough 25th Anniversary Pig Races. Generally, the pig races on my server are a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day thing. When the clock strikes midnight, we celebrate, then we head to the track and race pigs. All being that the gaming brand has reached its 25th anniversary, for which a lot of people thought it died quite a long time ago, and hasn't. Yeah, I don't think anything else has happened. But I bet you I can make an express boatway with these in the nether. Although my plan is to connect the mansion with home, but there'll be a ladder going pretty much to the plans are lowest level of bedrock. Alright, let's run. To the lowest level of bedrock on the as high as you can go, which sounds really strange, but there's a layer of bedrock on the ceiling as well as the typical layer that's on the floor. So we go to the ceiling, and wherever the lowest one is, whatever elevation, that's where we'll make our little speedy tunnel. It might be a biaxial, go one way for most of the trip. This is like 20,000 blocks out from spawn. 19.5, somewhere around there. So I think it was the third ever show. We got a map to this woodland mansion. And then the next episode, we conquered the mansion and started gutting it. Yeah, desert wasn't much. There was a point that I said, even with its original third floor, making it a lot taller, you couldn't see it from here. Alright, let's go. So from here, and this is a separate island, so I'm not thinking of doing too much with this. As you can see, that side is a tall part there, but it's a fairly small piece of land. This, on the other hand, is just a giant monster. Everything else is fairly simple and over. And we're not running. I don't want you to run. No problem. I want you to run. You won't do it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make another area where we can hopefully get some green hissy boomy things to show up. But for now, we're going to need to sleep the night away, because there's a point that the Phantom Menaces would be coming around. I don't think that would be the day, but it's enough. Alright, we got one of these. And I think... I know I have... Actually, let's just use up what we got. See, this side's not going to be terribly difficult. Got a few floaters around. Now, a guy on my server named San Polo, he put a ton of these red mushrooms on his island, and he put torches underneath them. So when it's dark, it has this really cool looking glow in the dark look. That's pretty much where I got that idea from. Plus, it's always a thing to just keep them where they are, at whatever height they're at. Just because. Go ahead. Alright, so this is the first terrace. The second terrace. This would be the third one, in which a lot of stuff would have to be removed. I don't think I have a shovel either. No, I don't. I'll just mark it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I think that'll be enough to pretty much show where the third terrace goes. Yeah, I think right about here will be enough to give us the idea. And then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see most of this is at the appropriate height already. One cheap shot at me. Oh, look at all this clutter. It needs to be picked up. Some holes to fill in at some point. what we're asking. And there we go. And it's still too high. Still a bit of a mess, but it's a lot less than what it was. Find it interesting those are in here somewhere, somehow. Yeah, it's too narrow, and that's good right there. You know, at some point this might be a pain to get rid of. Yeah, this ultimately's gotta go. That's the original entry to the mansion. Alright, so I came into this with a bunch of plans, and then the whole desert thing completely collapsed in on itself. So, with that being said, let's just check our inventory. We got a bunch of crap. Need a lot more of the dark wood. There's plenty where that came from. And torching the trees just makes it that much easier to remove, because we don't need the whole forest. We just need enough to do the job. Nice jump. Here's a hissy boomy guy that we can use. And that sword broke. That actually looked like I knew how to play. We got more than one. We needed one for a full charge, and we got two. So if we can get... Oh, there's another one. And then there's this guy. See some more green hissy boomies. Oh, he got caught. That just blew that one. No pun intended, but hey, it works. I swore he was in that one. Uh-oh. You can hit him. you can hit. You can hit. Ooh, 2 hiss and boom monsters. Oh, no, you don't. There you are. Oh yeah, enough sand and kaboomy powder to build a stick and explode it into terraforming land. Alright, let's see. Put some more of those in. We just chuck that. We don't need that. Not going to need that. We can always get more if we had to. while we're here, let's do our usual thing and make 4 of one. Axes, we're getting a little short on those. Pickaxes, definitely. Shovels are the big thing right now. While it's storming out, use this time to start putting windows in. It's work that needs to get done. They'll need that and food. So get all properly lit, and all these voids that are like that, they'll be treated at some point. Actually, we don't need those there. If we do this part first, which will look strange, but it'll actually make the inner parts pretty easy to do. These sections already have the inner windows put in, so So this is just finishing it up. I think it's only these three left that need the exterior trim done. Move. And that's wrong. Now we did all that. The exterior's done here. The only thing that's missing is torches on those, but we can get to that when we later on. Yeah, I think all the other windows are done. Any more stumpy little dark forest trees here? Yes, we got some right here. Nice run. Switch over to the sword. Wonder what other button I'm pressing it will ignore. I think it's safe to say it's time to head in. I'll actually let most of the night play out. Did that wrong. Still use this as the escape way that we had made there. And move this torch here since no windows are there to keep the bad guys. It's a little bit of a drop, but yeah, get rid of it. At this point, it's pointless. That's this one. We want to be in the middle of both. Well, that worked out well. And suddenly we're just plopping stuff randomly. We are low on the logs there. We do have a small supply of them still here. Well, they were here. And then over here. Alright, we got some here. These are done, I believe. Yep. So it needs to be done on the second floor of these suckers, is they need to be lit as well. Actually, it'll be easier just to go here and go down this one. As you can see, that's going to be a major pain, this particular side. That side, yeah. That side's not too bad over there. The idea is we need to clear out enough of this so we can see the attacks coming. Let's just stay up here and go around this way. worlds. I believe we got them all now. Yeah, I believe we put one where it should be. There we go. Oh, of course he fell down there. Learned from another world. The, what's it called? The Minecraft Pocket Edition. Put your base far away from the village. They seem to have an effect if they're close enough. Because in that world, they just want to try and take the bed that I call my own in an outbuilding that's literally next to the village. Now we got these windows built. Now we need to put the appropriate lighting on them. Which also gives the bottom shelf just enough light to keep the bad guys from forming. And speaking of bad guys from forming, that'll be a next thing that we'll do is take care of some of the exterior lighting. Of course, we're not going to do all of it on camera. We're just going to do a chunk of it. Shear off some of this, and well, that worked out just fine. Why go smoothly when I can do it instead? Alright, we don't want birch. Should just flip that around. Alright, we'll start with the unofficial front entry to the building, because it's where our headquarters is located. Actually, I think there's going to be a lit path here. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore this section here. I believe if you put a crooked torch in and do that, it lights up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, this is the bump out wall, so it's going to not mathematically add up. Do you get the idea? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now we'll only do one section of this. We'll just grab this. That's all we needed. Alright, for some added realism. Put that back there and put this on there. Like I said, this will be a lit area here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Now the only parts we are going to light up is anything inside the moat. So anything from here towards the planned commune will have lighting. Everything else will be dark, because the current flowing that way is going to keep everything at bay. 2, 3, 4. Let's cut that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just do it to the edge of the mansion. actually works out. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's not gonna chip away. Alright, so that little piece is well lit. We're not going to be able to light up this side fully. But like I said, we'll just take it to a point. 3, 4, 5. Yep, you can break. One more set. This will be a walkway and a little step here, hence why we didn't do anything with this little piece. Right away, hissy boomy. Of course, he always has to approach at the worst possible angle. Yay, a side effect spawned in there. Wonder if a trapdoor is considered flammable. We know that anything on fire is not going to help with light levels. All good enough for government work. Well, this is going to be a short one today. I just don't have the energy to keep it going. It's been rough, and this broadcast ended anyway. I accidentally hit it, but just let them know that we're going to end it. Have a good one.